Wellness Warriors, it's Melissa with Mental Muscle Wellness, and today I have for you a beginner kettlebell workout. Now, if you don't actually have a kettlebell, that's okay, you can still participate in this workout. If you have a set of dumbbells at home, grab one of those, and for any of the exercises where the weight is not evenly distributed or balanced, you'll just want to hold the dumbbell by one of the bell ends, and that will simulate a kettlebell for you. If you don't have either of those, you can actually make a DIY kettlebell. All you need is a milk jug, a gallon or a half gallon will do, and something to put in it that will weight it. Sand, dry rice, or dried beans, anything that's similar to that will do just fine. If you are going to go the DIY method, do make sure that the jug that you're using doesn't have any sharp plastic in the handle because it might cut into your hands. Otherwise, as my usual workouts go, I will demonstrate each exercise for 10 repetitions. And if it's sided, I will show you both sides. If you'd like a longer workout, you have two options. You can either run the video straight through and then rewind it and start over, and that will give you a circuit style workout, or you can pause the video at the end of each individual exercise to repeat another set or two if you'd like for straight sets. Otherwise, feel free to use this as a quick standalone strength workout that will hit every muscle in your entire body. Let's dive in. So the first exercise that I'm going to demonstrate for you is actually one that you've probably done if you've strength trained at all. It's called split squats. So what you're going to do is going to bring yourself to a nice staggered stance. It does not matter which foot you start with if you don't necessarily want to follow me. For reference though, I have my right foot out front. You're going to carry the kettlebell in your opposite hand, and a split squat is just a simple up and down motion. So you're going to exhale, bend both knees, inhale and return up to the top, making sure that your core stays nice and engaged and tucked in and your shoulders stay down. Two more. And we're going to move right into a row with this side. So you're going to maintain the staggered stance with your feet, and you're going to hinge slightly forward from the hips. You can place the front hand on your front leg if you'd like a little bit of extra balance. I find that that helps my stability for sure. Let the arm holding the kettlebell dangle, and you're going to pull up and in, keeping your elbow nice and tight to your torso, and stopping when your upper arm is in line with your body. Exhale, inhale. Two more on this side. And make sure that you stand up nice and slow. And we're going to switch sides. So we'll start with the split squat and then move into the row on the second side. So again, for reference, I have my left leg front for this round of split squats and the kettlebell in my right hand. So again, core engaged, shoulders down, and inhale and exhale. And again, switching into that row position, maintain the stagger stance, hinge forward slightly. Again, front hand on that leg for balance. Let the kettlebell dangle. Elbow stays nice and tight to the body. Exhale, inhale. And again, up nice and slow. And moving on into our next exercise, again, we'll have balanced weight for this. So if you're using those dumbbells, you can continue to hang on to them just as you normally would. The next exercise is a thruster. So again, something that you may have done, it's a squat to overhead press combination, okay? For beginner users of kettlebells, I generally like to recommend that you flip the kettlebell upside down and you hold it by this rounded portion right here. Those are called the horns. Generally, that creates a little bit more stability and less swing in an exercise like this where there's a very large range of motion that the bell itself is going to go through, okay? You will sometimes see more experienced exercisers holding the kettlebell upside down for this exercise, but again, I generally recommend for beginners, hold it by the horns upside down. So like I said, this is a squat to overhead press. So set your feet up in their squat formation. Generally, I like feet about hip width apart. I have a tendency to turn my toes very slightly outwards. You can certainly keep your toes pointing straight forward. Either is fine. Whatever you feel is most comfortable for your knees and your lower back. Again, kettlebell gripped by the horns. Hold it in nice and tight and close to your chest. As you squat, you want to make sure, again, always core engaged. Your rear end is going to stick out behind you, okay? I always tell students, the more ridiculous you feel when you squat, the closer to proper form you probably have. So, squat down, and as we return to standing, you're going to pull all the way up with the kettlebell, pressing up and out, and then coming back to center. So again, squat and lift. Two more. Last one here. Kettlebell comes down nice and slow, always slow. Don't ever forget, this is a big giant iron ball that you're swinging around, and if you drop it, it can do some damage. Okay, so now we're getting into exercises where we're using the kettlebell and the weight is not going to be evenly distributed. So again, if you're doing this workout and you have dumbbells, at this point, turn the dumbbell sideways and you'll be holding with the bell end in at least one hand. Excuse me. So we're gonna start here with figure eights. Maintain your feet in that nice squat stance that we just had. Core in, nice and engaged and tight. Little bitty bend to your knees, okay? So not a full squat, but we definitely want our knees soft here. You're gonna bring the kettlebell up and across your chest diagonally. And what we're going to do is draw a figure eight, weaving in and out of our legs, okay? So as the kettlebell comes down, you're gonna come around all the way and up. Okay, so again, the kettlebell is now in my opposite hand, facing the opposite direction. So again, just to demonstrate again, we're gonna drop into a half squat, kettlebell comes through the center, grabbed by the other hand around the outside and swinging up to our chest, okay? This one takes a little practice to get the rhythm right, but once you figure it out, it should feel quite natural. Around, through, and up. So that is one full rep, all the way down and around both legs. That's our second one. Make sure here that you're nice and slow and controlled. You don't want that kettlebell to come up. Again, big giant iron ball. and smack you in the chest. And this is a great full body exercise. We got a squat motion here. We've got a lot of control with our arms through our shoulders, biceps, triceps, and even a little mini crunch happening. That's 8. And one more, so both sides. Good, again, kettlebell comes down nice and gently. Take a little break. Go ahead and hit pause if you need a second. Grab yourself a drink of water. Okay, so back to it. We're gonna continue with windmill exercise. So again, this is an exercise where if you're using the kettlebell, you'll be unbalanced. If you're using a dumbbell, I do recommend that you hold it the normal way on this one, mostly because in this exercise, it's going to be extended over your head, and that grip will just ensure that you don't accidentally drop it on yourself, okay? So again, back to that nice stable squat stance, feet underneath your hips, toes either forward or pointed very slightly out. You're going to extend the kettlebell over your head. And if you notice, I twisted it around so that it is hitting the back of my forearm. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna rotate down and up. Okay, so down as far as you feel comfortable reaching, and you'll notice that your hips will stick out the side of your body. This is a great exercise for balance and stability. Great exercise, excellent, excellent exercise for your core and your lower back. Exhale on the way down, inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. We have 2 more. Gently bring that kettlebell back down. Again, this is a sided version. So let's repeat on the second side. Extending the kettlebell up. Again. Again, bring that down nice and slow. Take a moment, shake out your shoulders. Okay, again, great, great, great full body workout right there. And we're gonna move into swings. I'm gonna rotate so that I'm 45 degrees to the camera so that you're able to see my form a little bit better. But again, if you wanna stay looking directly square on, that's absolutely fine. You're gonna come to, again, that nice stable squat stance. You're gonna have the kettlebell in both hands down at your middle. And the swing is a very misunderstood exercise. What you'll very often see is people bend their knees too far and swing way up, really, really high. This is not a squat exercise. This is more of a hip thrust exercise or a hip hinge exercise. And you really want to make sure that you're controlling that momentum. So you do not want the kettlebell up any higher than about eye level, okay? Again, this entire motion should be nice, smooth, calm, and controlled. If you're struggling with that, what I really strongly recommend, put the weight down. Practice just the motion with your body. Get used to how that feels, then go ahead and pick up a little bit of weight with it, okay? So from here, what we're gonna do, very slight bend in your knees. You do wanna bend your knees a little bit. What you're gonna do is you're going to reach the kettlebell through your legs out behind you as far as you comfortably can. You're going to stand up, forcefully driving your hips forward to full stand. Again, be careful that you're not coming way out here and hyperextending your back. Okay, nice stable posture. Again, keep that core control. And that kettlebell is going to swing up. Again, eye level, no higher. Okay, so it should look something like this. All right, these do go fast once you get the hang of them. But again, if you feel like you're really struggling with the form, put the weight down. Form first, always. Okay, so here we go. 10 nice strong swings. Strong exhale up at the top. Two more. Good. We're at our last exercise. These are called halos, and they're a standing shoulder and core focused exercise. So we're going to flip the kettlebell upside down again, hold it by its horns. Okay, nice, strong, stable stance, wherever that is for you. You can maintain the squat stance. If you prefer to bring your feet in, that's okay too. Again, core nice and tight. You can sense a theme here, right? We're going to start with the kettlebell right in front of our face. And what we're essentially going to do is draw circles around our head. Okay, so we'll go clockwise and then counterclockwise. And both of those rotations is 1 repetition. Okay, so right here, clockwise. You'll notice as the kettlebell goes behind my head, my arms have to tip. And at the back side of my body, it's facing the right way up. Take this nice and slow. Make sure your neck is nice and long and loose. Again, you've got big, heavy iron weight right by your noggin. That was 7. Last one right here. Clockwise and then counterclockwise. Again, drop this nice and soft. And there you have it, a beginner kettlebell workout. I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, be well, friends.